just going to go into our inner space. The purpose of this meditation is healing and is happiness. So with that intention set, we're just going to go into our inner sanctum, into the divine center of our self, and just start by feeling what we feel there. There may be some sort of tension or unease. And we can just hold whatever we find there in an attitude of non-judgment, in an attitude of joy, in an attitude of patience, not needing to change anything, not needing to fix anything. Simply being with it, simply breathing with it. And now maybe a deeper sense of peace begins to fill your body. Still simply breathing into that space. And we're going to go to a very deep and peaceful place within you. And this place will look like some sort of setting in nature. And it feels very familiar. It feels very comfortable. And there are no rules about what kind of place you find yourself in. Could be beside a gently flowing brook. It might be deep in the forest, or by the edge of the ocean. There's no right or wrong here. Just a place to go and tap into that inner wisdom. And while we're here, we're going to get a message. And it is a message from the deepest, truest part of ourself. And it might be something that that part of ourself has been trying to give to us for a while. And maybe you already know what it is. But what we're going to do now is we're going to imagine that there is a plant that is growing near where you're sitting or standing. And this plant is beginning to grow through the surface of the ground. And it's beginning to get bigger and bigger. And on this plant there is a blossom. There is a bud. And that bud feels very ripe. It feels very full. It feels very rich. And at some point, as you're sitting with this plant with the bud on it, the bud simply opens up into a full flower. And as that happens, in some way you simply know what that message is for you. Either you see the message, you feel the message, you hear the message, you just know it. Whatever way you're feeling it is just right. And what I'd like you to do in this moment is just express your gratitude. In your mind's eye, acknowledging how thankful you are for this message. It's just what you needed to hear. And simply feeling a state of love, a state of perfection, and a state of joyfulness to know that this place is always available for you to come back to. That in times of doubt, in times of wondering, that you can bring yourself to this space and see what message is waiting for you. And in this space, we simply acknowledge the divine truth within ourselves. Knowing that it's like an ever-flowing fountain. Or like this ever-burgeoning plant. It's always there to give us more wisdom whenever we need it. And again, simply being present with our breath. Letting ourselves simply feel whatever it is we're feeling. And knowing that this state of presence, this state of being with ourselves, is the source of all healing. The less we shy away from the parts of ourselves that we're afraid of, the more that we can be with them as they shift and turn into our greatest strengths. Now bringing back this sense of wholeness, this sense of gentleness, can begin to be just a little bit more aware of your surroundings. Maybe beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes. And in your own time, letting yourself come back into the room and your eyes